Okay, so the Centre for Animal Welfare, as I said, I've been brought into the university fairly recently to establish a new Centre for Animal Welfare here at Winchester. I think this is part of sort of an overall social trend over the last several decades of much greater interest and attention to animal issues. Animals are all around us, obviously, in farms, in laboratories, in zoos, in our films, in the products that we consume. In the 1960s and 70s, with the rises of sciences such as ethology, cognitive studies, we've started to become much more aware of characteristics of animals that are morally relevant, such as cognitive capacities, communicative abilities, social characteristics of various species, existing to a much greater degree and in a much wider range of species than we'd ever suspected before. So this has started to alter the ways that we've viewed animals, and society as a whole has become much more concerned, I think, with animal issues. Concurrently, there's been an increase in intensification of farming practices, much more than used to historically be the case. So the changing ways in which animals have been used, along with changing knowledge about their morally relevant characteristics, have, I think, led to an increasing re-examination of our relationships with other animals, much greater concern for animals within society. We've seen a number of things as a result of that, things like the passage of the Hunting Act 2004, Animal Welfare Act 2006, which placed a positive duty of care upon owners to look after their animals' needs. Legislation, for example, in various US states and other regions of the world outlawing some of the most egregious intensive farming practices and other animal use practices. Policies of various corporations increasingly are requiring certain animal welfare and other standards of their supplying companies, supplying animal products. Veterinary conferences and specialisations in increasing years. There have been quite a number of major conferences within the veterinary world. I'm also a veterinary specialist in animal welfare, and the establishment of new specialisations in animal welfare, all a reflection of this change in the way that animals are considered within society. We've seen the establishment of a range of new academic disciplines relating to animal studies in various ways, particularly with respect to, for example, teaching of animal law. A couple of decades ago, hardly any universities taught animal law, but now, as you can see, there's over 150 law schools in North America, 11 in Australia and New Zealand offering courses in animal law. We've had new journals, books, book series, professorial posts and academic centres for animal welfare. So within all of that context, the university here has decided to also establish a Centre for Animal Welfare. It's particularly appropriate that we do that here at Winchester because it very much ties in with our university values. We aim to be world leading, not in terms of our size, not in terms of the number of disciplines that we offer, but very much in terms of the university values that underpin much of what we do here at Winchester. We're very much committed to values such as these: compassion, concern for social justice. We recognise that animals are the individuals most consistently denied justice within society, and obviously focusing on their welfare is an act of compassion. You can see the quote there: we're driven by our pursuit of social justice and common good, and we're people, the planet and all living things are held in the highest regard. So very much central to the university values that we have something like concern for animals and a Centre for Animal Welfare here at the university. So we are in the process of establishing the centre. As I say, I've only been here since March. We haven't even officially launched our centre yet, but we will do that fairly soon. We have a number of people associated with the centre. Is Professor Kay Pegs here yet? Not here yet. Okay. There are a number of us who are associated with the centre. We've got our various research interests. We'll continue to research and publish on a range of interesting animal issues. We're in the process of designing an undergraduate degree in animal welfare. We have a master's degree in animal welfare undergoing formal assessment, hopefully approval to go forward within about 3 weeks from now. Hopefully that'll be up and running in about a year's time, a bit less than a year. Madeleine, down here in the front, do you want to stand up briefly so people can see who you are? She's our new PhD student from Vienna. Thanks, Madeleine. So she's exploring a really interesting topic in our animal ethics to do with the intersections between animal rights and utilitarian theories, actually. So no doubt she'd be happy to perhaps talk about that during the coffee breaks if anyone's interested. Public engagement. We don't want to be just an academic centre that sits on some kind of ivory tower like perhaps some academic centres do a little bit more. We want to very much get out there within wider society and engage with the important animal use issues of the day. So we do want to participate in important animal use debates, and we want to consider evidence and take appropriate positions on issues rather than being neutral, for example. We'll provide commentary where appropriate, presentations at public as well as academic fora, consultancy, seminar series. We'll have obviously these larger symposia, but we'll have seminars too on a regular basis and other activities to outreach animal welfare information to wider society. We do have a website. The URL is down the bottom if anyone is interested in having a closer look. And on the bottom right-hand side, there's actually a little link to our master's course as well. Some information about that, including things like more detailed information about the various modules we'll be offering, the assessment forms and so on. So if anyone's interested, that's where you can find it.